Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Amritpal Singh. Coming up in the next 30 minutes, Prime Minister Narendra Modi recounts India's moments of pride in 2025, hails Operation Sindoor, draws attention towards an alarming rise in consumption of antibiotics in his monthly radio address, Man Ki Baat. Myanmar junta begins heavily restricted polls after 5 years, claims return to democracy. Trump and Zelensky to meet in Florida to discuss the Ukraine peace plan. Russia captures Zaporizhia's second largest city, accuses Ukraine of prolonging the conflict. And dominant Indian women's cricket team eyes series sweep against Sri Lanka in the fourth 2020 in Thiruvananthapuram today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi shared his thoughts with the countrymen in his 129th episode of Man Ki Baat program. While the Prime Minister spoke about welcoming the new year with new passion and enthusiasm, he also presented the account of the country's achievements in 2025.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi highlighted the achievements of the year 2025 in his monthly radio program Man Ki Baat. He mentioned sports, science, Operation Sindoor and Vande Mataram. He also stated that 2025 gave several pride moments.
कुछ ही दिनों में साल 2026 दस्तक देने वाला है और आज जब मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूं तो मन में पूरे एक साल की यादें घूम रही हैं। कई तस्वीरें, कई चर्चाएं, कई उपलब्धियां जिन्होंने देश को एक साथ जोड़ दिया। 2025 ने हमें ऐसे कई पल दिए जिन पर हर भारतीय को गर्व हुआ। देश की सुरक्षा से लेकर खेल के मैदान तक, विज्ञान की प्रयोगशालाओं से लेकर दुनिया के बड़े मंचों तक भारत ने हर जगह अपनी मजबूत छाप छोड़ी। इस साल ऑपरेशन सिंदूर हर भारतीय के लिए गर्व का प्रतीक बन गया। दुनिया ने साफ देखा, आज का भारत अपनी सुरक्षा से कोई समझौता नहीं करता। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के दौरान देश के कोने कोने से मां भारती के प्रति प्रेम और समर्पण की तस्वीरें सामने आई। लोगों ने अपने अपने तरीके से अपने भाव व्यक्त किए। साथियों, यही जज्बा तब भी देखने को मिला जब वंदे मातरम के 150 वर्ष पूरे हुए।
The Prime Minister also recalled the achievements in the field of sports and space, likewise the moment of women's cricket team creating history by winning the World Cup for the first time.
खेल के लिहाज से भी एक यादगार साल रहा। हमारी पुरुष क्रिकेट टीम ने आईसीसी चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी जीती। महिला क्रिकेट टीम ने पहली बार विश्व कप अपने नाम किया। भारत की बेटियों ने विमेन्स ब्लाइंड T20 वर्ल्ड कप जीतकर इतिहास रच दिया। एशिया कप T20 में भी तिरंगा शान से लहराया। पैरा एथलीटों ने विश्व चैंपियनशिप में कई पदक जीतकर ये साबित किया कि कोई बाधा हौसलों को नहीं रोक सकती। विज्ञान और अंतरिक्ष क्षेत्र में भी भारत ने बड़ी छलांग लगाई। शुभांशु शुक्ला पहले भारतीय बने जो इंटरनेशनल स्पेस स्टेशन तक पहुंचे।
Prime Minister Modi in his Man Ki Baat also mentioned about India's faith and culture. He urged the countrymen to move forward with new hopes and new resolutions in 2026.
पर्यावरण संरक्षण और वन्य जीवों की सुरक्षा से जुड़े कई प्रयास भी 2025 की पहचान बने। भारत में चीतों की संख्या भी अब 30 से ज्यादा हो गई हैं। 2025 में आस्था, संस्कृति और भारत की अद्वितीय विरासत सब एक साथ दिखाई दी। साल के शुरुआत में प्रयागराज महाकुंभ के आयोजन ने पूरी दुनिया को चकित किया। साल के अंत में अयोध्या में राम मंदिर पर ध्वजारोहण के कार्यक्रम ने हर भारतीय को गर्व से भर दिया। स्वदेशी को लेकर भी लोगों का उत्साह खूब दिखाई दिया। लोग वही सामान खरीद रहे हैं जिसमें किसी भारतीय का पसीना लगा हो और जिसमें भारत की मिट्टी की सुगंध हो। आज हम गर्व से कह सकते हैं 2025 ने भारत को और अधिक आत्मविश्वास दिया है। ये बात भी सही है, इस वर्ष प्राकृतिक आपदाएं हमें झेलनी पड़ी, अनेक क्षेत्रों में झेलनी पड़ी। अब देश 2026 में नई उम्मीदों, नए संकल्पों के साथ आगे बढ़ने को तैयार है।
Prime Minister also encouraged people regarding Swadeshi and said that people are buying the same goods in which the sweat of an Indian is involved and which has the fragrance of the country's soil. Bureau Report, DD India.
And Prime Minister Modi in his Mann Ki Baat also spoke about promotion of the Indian language Tamil in the island nation of Fiji. Prime Minister Modi said that continuous efforts are being made at various levels to connect the new generation of Fiji with Tamil.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in his monthly radio address, Mann Ki Baat, also spoke about Hindi and Tamil connections. He highlighted the resonance of Tamil abroad and explained how continuous efforts are being made at multiple levels to connect the new generation with the Tamil language.
फिजी में भारतीय भाषा और संस्कृति के प्रसार के लिए एक सराहनीय पहल हो रही है। वहां की नई पीढ़ी को तमिल भाषा से जोड़ने के लिए कई स्तरों पर लगातार प्रयास किए जा रहे हैं। पिछले महीने फिजी के राकी इलाके में वहां के एक स्कूल में पहली बार तमिल दिवस मनाया गया। उस दिन बच्चों को एक ऐसा मंच मिला जहां उन्होंने अपनी भाषा पर खुले दिल से गौरव व्यक्त किया। बच्चों ने तमिल में कविताएं सुनाई, भाषण दिए और अपनी संस्कृति को पूरे आत्मविश्वास के साथ मंच पर उतारा।
Prime Minister Modi described the Kashi Tamil Sangamam as a reflection of India's rich heritage. In the program, he also shared an audio clip in which Hindi-speaking children were conversing in Tamil language.
Vanakkam, Bharat ar Sangatal, Ore Bharadam, Unnat Bharadam, Nadattapattu Kashi Tamil Sangamam, 4 Tamil Karpomu, ನಾನು ரொம்ப ಕಾರ್ಕೆ ಉದಾಹರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ತಮಿಳಿಲ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಾಸಿ ಓಡು ಭೂಮಿಲ್ ನಾನು ಪಾयल पटेल और सुकिन्स इंटर कॉलेज की मानवी अनेवरकुम येन वणक्कम एन्न पेरु वैष्णव नान निवेदिता शिक्षा सदन बालिका इंटर कॉलेज वाराणसी पढ़िक्किरेन नान काशी तमिल कर्कलाम 4.0 ला तमिल भाषा टिक्कावुम इल्लुवम करेन इंधा वयपुक्क पराधान नरेंद्र मोदी अवगलेगु नान नंटी सोलिगरेन.
Further in the program, Prime Minister Modi also mentioned the upcoming 77th Republic Day to be celebrated on 26th January next year. He introduced the nation to a freedom fighter who has remained unknown to many.
हमारे देश ने आजादी पाने के लिए लंबा संघर्ष किया है। आजादी के आंदोलन में देश के हर हिस्से के लोगों ने अपना योगदान दिया है, लेकिन दुर्भाग्य से आजादी के अनेकों नायक नायिकाओं को वो सम्मान नहीं मिला जो उन्हें मिलना चाहिए था। ऐसी ही एक स्वतंत्रता सेनानी है ओडिशा की पार्वती गिरी जी। जनवरी 2026 में उनकी जन्म शताब्दी मनाई जाएगी। उन्होंने 16 वर्ष की आयु में भारत छोड़ो आंदोलन में हिस्सा लिया था। साथियों, आजादी के आंदोलन के बाद पार्वती गिरी जी ने अपना जीवन समाज सेवा और जनजातीय कल्याण को समर्पित कर दिया था। उन्होंने कई अनाथालयों की स्थापना की। उनका प्रेरक जीवन हर पीढ़ी का मार्गदर्शन करता रहेगा। मुंह पार्वती गिरी जी को श्रद्धांजलि अर्पण करूची।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi finally urged citizens not to forget their heritage. He appealed to people to pass on the great stories of our freedom fighters to the next generation. Bureau Report, DD India.
President Draupadi Murmu embarked on Indian Navy's indigenous submarine INS Wakshir at the Karwar Naval Base in Karnataka. The President undertook a sortie on the western seaboard. Chief of Naval Staff Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi accompanied the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. The maiden sortie on board a Calvary-class submarine by President Murmu is the second by the President of India, after former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam also undertook a sortie on an Indian submarine. Union Home Minister Amit Shah and Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupinder Patel on Sunday inaugurated the Indian Medical Association's National Conference 2025 in Ahmedabad. Speaking at the conference, Amit Shah expressed gratitude to the doctors who served during COVID-19 pandemic.
मैं आज सभी यहाँ उपस्थित और अनुपस्थित डॉक्टरों का हृदयपूर्वक कोरोना के समय जो भारत के डॉक्टरों ने सेवा की है, इसलिए हृदयपूर्वक उनका अभिनंदन करता हूं। किसी भी क्षेत्र में काम करने वाले किसी भी डॉक्टर ने कभी ना नहीं बोला, अपने ही सेहत की चिंता करे बगैर लोगों की।
And Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Sunday inaugurated the Siant AI and Future Skills Hub in Andhra Pradesh. The Siant AI and Future Skills Hub will train 300 rural youth every year with a strong emphasis on practical, hands-on learning to improve employability and entrepreneurship prospects. The initiative aims to equip rural youth with future-ready skills and improve access to advanced technology-driven education. The Digital Bhavan has been comprehensively upgraded with AI-enabled systems, smart classrooms, advanced computing facilities, and a robust learning management platform. To address the passenger complaints related to India's aviation sector, the Ministry of Civil Aviation has now set up a permanent 24/7 passenger assistance control room in New Delhi. The 24/7 control room, established at the Udan Bhavan in New Delhi, brings together officials from the Ministry of Civil Aviation, the DGCA, airline operators and other aviation stakeholders under one roof. Launched under the leadership of Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu, the integrated hub monitors flight operations in real time, attends to passenger calls and ensures faster grievance redressal. On to some other news that took place around the world. Residents of Hong Kong's Old District gathered at a cramped shop on Friday to bid farewell to the city's king of umbrellas. The Sun Nagashing Umbrella Store, a family-run business dating back 183 years, is set to close at the end of the year. Its current proprietor, 73-year-old Yao Yu Wai, announced his retirement earlier this month. In Iraq's southern desert, bulldozers and earth movers are spreading layers of moist clay over sand dunes in an effort to curb increasingly frequent sandstorms. The project, led by UN Habitat in collaboration with Iraqi experts, aims to stabilize shifting sands and reduce dust movement. The initiative comes as Iraq faces worsening sandstorms linked to climate change and desertification. The rapid rise of pickleball in Vietnam is delighting players but angering residents, as the constant pop-pop of paddles echoes through densely packed cities like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. Newly built courts operate from before sunrise to late at night, disturbing thousands of nearby residents. Most noise complaints filed on Hanoi's iHanoi app now stem from pickball, with the sport labeled as an acoustic hazard. And still to come up on this edition of DD India Live, the Arab League to hold an emergency meeting to discuss Israel's recognition of Somaliland. In Bangladesh, safety of minorities, party cohesion and fragile political alliances shaping the pre-election discourse.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the Economic Brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Amritpal Singh. Updates on Ukraine-Russia conflict now. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will meet U.S. President Donald Trump in Florida on Sunday with Donald Trump to hammer out a plan to end the Ukraine conflict. During the meeting, the Ukrainian president will seek to secure the U.S. president's stamp of approval for a new proposal to end the nearly 4-year conflict with Russia. Zelensky said that he plans to discuss the fate of eastern Ukraine's contested Donbas region during the meeting at Trump's Florida residence, Mar-a-Lago, as well as the future of the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant and other topics. The 20-point plan, which emerged from weeks of intense U.S.-Ukraine negotiations, lacks Moscow's approval, and the face-to-face meeting in Florida comes in wake of the massive Russian missile and drone attacks on Kyiv. Meanwhile, Russia's claimed to have taken control of Huliapol, the second largest city in southeast Ukraine's Zaporizhia region. According to the briefing, Russian troops also control Stepnohivsk in the Zaporizhia region and captured Dmitrov, Rodinsk and Artyomovka in the Donetsk region. Putin said the takeover of Huliapol creates favorable conditions for Russian forces to continue their advance deeper into the Zaporizhia region, while the capture of Dmitrov was a significant step towards full seizure of the entire Donetsk region. The Russian president said that the Russian army is fully capable of resolving the issue militarily. Meanwhile, a Russian news agency reported on Sunday that Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov warned any European troops deployments to Ukraine would be treated as legitimate targets by Russia's military. The agency also noted that Lavrov, without providing evidence, also accused European politicians of being driven by ambitions in their relations with Kyiv and disregarding the people of Ukraine and their own nations. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is scheduled to meet U.S. President Donald Trump in Florida on Monday. According to Israeli officials, the visit is regarded as crucial for determining the next steps in the fragile Gaza truce plan. This will be Netanyahu's 5th visit to the United States to meet Donald Trump this year. His trip comes as the Trump administration, along with regional mediators, works to advance the second stage of the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas in the Gaza Strip. The Arab League is planning to hold an emergency meeting on Sunday to discuss developments following Israel's recognition of Somaliland. The meeting of the Arab League Council at the level of permanent representatives has been convened at Somalia's request. In a statement, the Arab League's General Secretariat said the session will reaffirm the categorical rejection of any unilateral measures that undermine Somalia's sovereignty and territorial integrity. The meeting will also stress adherence to international humanitarian law as well as relevant Arab League and African Union decisions. And the UN Security Council will hold an emergency session on Monday to discuss the Israeli recognition of Somaliland. Israel announced the step on Friday, days before Somalia is slated to take over the presidency of the Security Council. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the decision aligns with Israel's broader regional outreach, adding that the move is in the spirit of the Abraham Accords. The decision was condemned by multiple countries, including Egypt, Turkey, the Six-Nation Gulf Cooperation Council, and the Saudi-based Organization of Islamic Cooperation. In the UN Security Council, the European Union criticized Israel's move, reaffirming its support for Somalia's sovereignty. And the latest from Bangladesh now, as the country heads towards the 13th Jatiya Sangsad elections, or the national elections scheduled for February 12th next year, issues of minority protection, party cohesion, and fragile political alliances are increasingly shaping the pre-election environment. Leaders of the Bangladesh Hindu-Buddhist Council, Buddhist-Christian Unity Council on Saturday urged political parties to clearly address the rights and safety of religious minorities in their election manifestos. Speaking in Dhaka, the council cited at least 2,673 reported attacks on minorities and 90 deaths over the past 11 months. Speakers warned that the growing use of religion in politics risks weakening social cohesion and jeopardizing a credible election, while calling on the interim government to ensure minority security before the polling day. Meanwhile, political activity has also intensified following the return of BNP acting chairman Tariq Rahman, which party leaders say has energized activists and dispelled uncertainty around the polls. BNP leaders have stressed the discipline to avoid unrest during the election period, while Rahman has appealed for public prayers as party chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia remains critically ill in hospital. At the same time, tensions are rising within both the emerging and established political alliances. Within the National Citizen Party, a group of female leaders has openly opposed the reported move to forge an electoral alliance with a Jamaat-e-Islami, arguing that such a partnership would contradict the spirit of the 1971 War of Independence and the July uprising. Around 30 female leaders have signed a memorandum urging the party leadership to abandon the plan. Polls closed off in the first round of Myanmar's junta-run elections on Sunday, ending the opening phase of a month-long vote which democracy watchdogs describe as a ploy to rebrand military rule. In Myanmar's largest city, Yangon, voters also lined up at the polling stations as voting began early Sunday morning. The country has remained in deep political turmoil since the military ousted the civilian government led by Aung San Suu Kyi in 2021. On to some sports news now. After securing an unassailable 3-0 lead, a dominant Indian women's team aims to extend their superior form against Sri Lanka in Sunday's 4th T20 International in Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala today. Harmanpreet Kaur's side has completely overwhelmed the visitors, consistently chasing down targets without allowing the opposition a foothold in the series. India restricted Sri Lanka to scores under 130 in every outing and successfully reached those targets while losing no more than 3 wickets per match. The batters have backed the bowlers, both Shefali Verma and Jemima Rodriguez, stuck with fluent 50s, ensuring comfortable finishes in each case. For Sri Lanka, the fourth T20 international is about redemption. Captain Chamari Athapathu has shouldered much of the responsibility, but support from likes of Hasini Pereira and Kavisha Dilhari will be crucial if the visitors want to secure a consolation win. Former Australian fast bowler Brett Lee has been inducted into the Australian Cricket Hall of Fame, becoming the 62nd player to receive the honour. Known for his blistering pace that often crossed 150 kilometers per hour, Lee was a constant threat to batters worldwide during his career from 1999 to 2012. Nicknamed Binga, Brett Lee made a sensational debut with a 5-wicket haul in the Boxing Day Test against India in 1999. Lee went on to play 76 tests, claiming 310 wickets, the 8th highest for Australia. And that's all in this edition of DD India Live, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India's mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR codes you see on your screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Amritpal Singh from my entire team here in Delhi. Thank you for watching DD India Live. Bye-bye.